Hi, I'm David Perezcassar. I am an animator and artist in Brooklyn, and I am the year and 1 month sober. A lot of things in my life were not working, and the only real thing that could link all these problems was just the drinking. It was pretty easy for me as far as like quitting, but I did do like 12 step because I'm an artist. I feel like just from going to art school and just from like knowing a lot of creatives, very often creatives are kind of outcasts and weirdos who kind of like don't fit in with other people, and that kind of sticks with you your whole life. That anxiety I've kind of always known, and I feel like sobriety has actually given me a chance to love that person or like that person or grow to appreciate that person, and not feel that that person actually is alone. It's easier for me to recognize that there are tons of artists and there are tons of creatives. Most people feel like outcasts a lot of the time. It's kind of funny, but it's like when you're drinking, like everybody drinks, and then when you're sober, all of a sudden everybody's sober. It's a weird thing that happens. When I learn that somebody else isn't drinking or that they're sober, I find that that tells me that this person is not okay with the way the world is, and they have a lot of trouble dealing with it, and have been through a similar struggle as me, and so I have a camaraderie with that person. What the sobriety thing does for me is like it cuts through the bullshit. Like we're always like, how are you? Oh, I'm great, everything's wonderful, things are fine. And like when I learn that somebody's sober, it's like, no, this person, it knows that everything is not fine, but they're doing something about it. It kind of feels like, I don't know, like all of us are having issues with the world, but like there's just like this incredible agency to people who have been able to like figure out this thing that was a problem for them and do something about it. And it's like that person is like inspirational, like that's fucking awesome.
My name is Edith Zimmerman, and I've been making comics for the past several years, and I send them out in a newsletter. I'm like a writer, artist, newsletter, internet person. I stopped drinking in May of 2016. I feel like the day I stopped drinking was half totally explainable, half mystical, magical. At some point in the morning, I was sitting on the side of my bed and I was just like, this can't go on. I'm done. This has to stop. Up until that point, I'd been holding these twin beliefs of like, alcohol is the most fun part of my life. And it makes me happy and it makes me fun and it makes me feel good and it makes me funny and it like preserves the things that are most important to me. And then this other recognition that alcohol is like ruining my life. And because they were such opposite beliefs, they were also feeding into each other in this way where like the more I drank, the worse my life got. And the worse my life got, the more I clung to like this idea that the only thing that was actually bringing me pleasure in my shitty life was drinking. So like it sucks, but I love it. It sucks, but I love it. It sucks, but I love it. And that day I just woke up and I was like, it's not working. These two beliefs do not go together. It really felt like something in my heart opened just like a tiny, tiny bit and gave me the opportunity to like rearrange some deep beliefs. From the outside, the day I stopped drinking, like nothing looked different to anyone else, but I felt like I had just become an entirely different person. Like I tore my entire skin off and was going to grow a new skin. And I think I always held in mind people that I knew who were sober, even if I didn't really talk to them or know them. In my mind, I felt like we were now part of the same group. I want to say that there's like an element of faith too. Like you just have to have faith that life is going to get interesting again and like people and connection is going to become possible again because even though I was so certain that stopping drinking was the right thing to do, and I was really excited to do it, it was lonely. Stopping drinking was like walking through a doorway, and I like really shut the door behind myself. But then I was in this new room and I had no idea how to like cross the room or like get through the room or like how do I meet people in this room or like what do I do? And that took a while. And I remember there was this thing that someone had said once, which was like, after 6 months, life starts to get interesting again. And I must have repeated that to myself a million times while I was just sitting around and knitting and being like, well, I drink a lot of coffee now and I have no friends. And what am I going to do? But then, like, it did get interesting because this whole secret world, once you're in this other new world for a while, you start to like pick up on signals and you start to meet people. And some time passed. I started to wake up to the world around me and the new people that were available to me. Like, there's people I never would have met if I had still been drinking, and opportunities and entire career choices. And now I am married, I had a baby. I felt this very private but unshakable conviction that I had joined an elite team, that I like went from this place of drinking heavily to this place of not drinking at all. I still sometimes can't believe it happened. And so I think of it with pride, and I think of myself as an ambassador for that kind of shift.